Hey everybody, it's Georgia Rose and I'm in the Soul Space tonight, 7 o'clock, Monday night, as usual. Welcome. Going to give everybody a few minutes to come on in and pile in. I hope that you've all been enjoying this weather. If you live where I live in the northeast of the country of USA, we are having a heat wave. And of course, I can't sing, but it's fun to do that. We're having a heat wave. It almost feels like the last couple of weeks, like we're in Arizona, because it's this dry heat, which we never get on Long Island. Long Island is always really humid and really rainy. So this has been quite interesting. So I'm going to share the show. Give me a second to do that. And then I'm going to go back to the page and we will see who's on tonight. So energy is calming down a little bit. I know for some of you, you don't quite believe that. But what I will tell you is that we have some more benevolent, more kinder energy coming through. But of course, as the universe travels in circles, that's not really going to last very long. But I'll give you the outlook. So let's see who we have in the soul space tonight. I got Joanne and Anne and Janine. Hey, my buddies. How are you doing? As we go through the show tonight, I am going to ask you guys to send out some love and some, great motivating energy to everybody out there in the Zencuda community. I have a few people I'm thinking about that are actually in dis-ease tonight, really battling for some, serious illnesses. So I want to send them some hearts up there. My friend Donna and a couple of other people. I want to respect some privacy, of course. But if any of you have anybody that you want to send some beautiful Zencuda Z-Light out into the world, into their space, because maybe they're having a rough challenge, just let's take a moment, just kind of close our eyes and think about that person and bring in their energy and just think about encircling them in all beautiful, bright light, because I think we all need a little more of that energy in the world. And as we do that, of course, we also raise our own vibration, which is really nice to do. So tonight I want to talk about the astrology a little bit. Today is August 8th, I'm sorry. August 11th is actually a full moon in Aquarius, which we're going to talk about too. But first we're going to talk about August 8th, which is Lion's Gate. And Lion's Gate is called that because it takes place when the sun is in Leo. And I don't know if I'm into the hype so much about Lion's Gate. I know it gets a lot of play online and on social media, but the 8-8 obviously is a very auspicious number. It's a very peak of energy kind of day, but the Lion's Gate portal is actually from the end of July to about August 12th or 13th. So we have the energy in play for a while. What is the energy? Well, you got a Leo sun, which is a beautiful lion heart. It's our beautiful motivation and our bravery and our courage. Just think about the lion as an archetype and what is that for you? For me, I always say the life lesson of Leo is that the love of power is not as important as the power of love, right? We want to make those beautiful Leo hearts and bring them out into the world and just embrace everyone with our love and our fierce love. I oftentimes, when I think of the lion heart and the fierceness of the Leo sun, that sun being our life force, I think a lot about Joan of Arc. And the beautiful Joan, when she rode into battle, was so fiercely brave and had such a fierce love for her people. And that's really like the Leo lion sun. And that's the energy that we're in now. But directly, what Lion's Gate is the pyramids in Giza align with the stars in Orion's belt. And that is, of course, there's other fixed stars and planets near Orion's constellation, one being Sirius, the fixed star Sirius, which I feel is like a planet to me because Sirius is so bright. It's actually the brightest star in the sky. And then part of Orion's belt, other fixed stars that the pyramids align with now, today, when Sirius on the 8th of August rises, that is when the pyramids are all aligned with this particular night sky and the energy and everything. And so what happens and what legend has it during Lion's Gate is it's a portal of motivation. It's a portal of being able to manifest whatever your dreams are. Because as some people believe in that constellation of Orion, there's also the star system called the Pleiades, or where we think the Palladians came from. And I know a lot of people in the spiritual world do identify with the Palladian energy, alien energy from that part of the universe. And Palladian energy is said to be very kind and very benevolent and very healing. It's said that the Palladians, the extraterrestrials that come from that part of the world, have seeded humans, and there's some humans that live on the earth that have Palladian energy, and that they're also very psychic, very telepathic, and of a much higher wisdom than we are. So sometimes in meditation or channeling, people sometimes will channel that energy. So if that's too far out for you, and you don't believe in that, I always say, well, not yet. But never close the curtain on anything like that, because you never know when it's going to actually come in and be real for you. So that's the Lionsgate explained. So in a nutshell, what do you do with this energy? Well, Lionsgate is a great time for manifestation. The number 8 is very symbolic, obviously, of an infinity symbol, right? And so when we manifest things under the auspicious of that beautiful energy of the number 8 and infinity, we have infinite possibility. So it's a great day for manifestation. It's a great day to meditate on what you want to dream. It's a great day to try and co-create, bring in the energy of creator in the universe in order for you to really, get the life of your dreams and create the life of your dreams. So harness that beautiful, harmonious energy today and bring it into your souls. If the sun's still out where you are, you want to go out in the sun and absorb some of that beautiful light. So let me see what I have in the comments right now, and then I'm going to get into the astrology for the next couple of days. There's Ann Prayer sent. Yeah, it's hot in California too. I know it's actually hot in the studio right now, but I don't know if that's just me. I haven't been feeling too great all day. I couldn't sleep last night. My friend Phoenix Green on his page was saying that there were a lot of solar storms, and sometimes that disrupts us for sleep. And I didn't sleep very well, which is extremely unusual for me. So the energy coming in this next week from like August 8th to 14th, we've got a lot of fire coming in. The sun and Mars is actually squaring Saturn. So you got fire there. Mars is a fiery planet. But now things do ease up a bit as Mars goes through Taurus. He's past that conjunction we talked about quite a lot last week with Uranus in the North Node. That's really bringing in a lot of change the next few days. But he's passing that critical point that we had last August 1st when I was with you all last. And so now that energy is calming down a little bit, and we're starting to really be a little more introspective about what the changes are. Changes are being brought up in our life. Things are happening quickly. We're really being asked to make choices. And for a lot of people in this energy, because, the sun is still moving through Leo, and that's a hot energy. And so a lot of this is highlighting our problem areas, the areas of the things that we really do need to make change in, and the areas where we want to see transformation. And so for some people, that's going to make them very stubborn and dig their heels in. And you're going to see a lot of people who really are on fire and really do feel like, well, that my way is the right way. And they're going to be very explosive about that. So stay out of that. Best use of this energy is to use all that fire for determination. So we're still in a lot of the energy that we were talking about last week. So it moves a little bit more this week towards resolution, towards being able to have a little more clarity. But it's really about making decisions. The hot days for the decision making are Wednesday the 10th and Thursday the 11th, when we do have the full moon coming in. There's a fixed cross in the sky, which is very stubborn energy. I spoke about that on the last broadcast. You can always listen on that on Audible or on any of the podcast platforms, and also on my YouTube channel, Zenkuda, if you want to go back and listen. A lot of planets are in the same degrees of the zodiac. And what that does is it creates a very competing energy, almost like two things trying to get in the same spot. Like if you're fighting over a parking space or something, it's that kind of energy in the sky. So when that happens, it does make people very stubborn. I think I have a call. Hi, you're on the Soul Space with Georgia Rose. How are you tonight? Hey, you're in the Soul Space with Georgia Rose. How are you tonight?
Hi, this is Pauline from New York, and you asked if you believe in ETs.
Yes.
I know I believe it.
Oh, good. We have an ET story, guys. Love it. Do you watch Ancient Aliens on TV a lot? I watch Ancient Aliens.
With 10 hybrid children, and I think I'm also a starseed. So it's kind of interesting. I'm trying to remember, but I don't physically, but I do have connections and as I go through healings. And actually there's an astrologist that does galactic
Yes.
heritage stuff.
Yes, I've actually been
And
studying
that
with
was
someone.
interesting to hear.
Yes,
So
there's
I
things
just
like
found that something very powerful.
yeah, so I want to address
And,
two things, Pauline. First of all, there is a form of astrology where we can actually look at your chart and see what part of the sky, the zodiac, that you might actually be seeded from if you believe that you are seeded from stars. And the other thing I just want to say really quickly, and then I'll let you finish, is for those who are listening and don't understand or know what star seed means, because I know you threw that out, there is a phenomenon that some people believe. And again, on this show, you know, I always say remain open, believe whatever is right for you. We give you information and then you go and kind of, you know, unpack it and say, yeah, I think that feels right to me. That's all about truth. So when
I know from my chart that even my Sagittarius is pretty close to the galactic center. So on that level, even before I knew there was such a thing as galactic astrology,
right,
I already knew that much. But I didn't,
Right.
you know, truly believe, and I was always afraid of all that ET stuff.
right. So
And,
so being star seeded means that part of your origination eons ago, because we all know I believe in reincarnation, and if I'm throwing that out there, if you believe in it. So if you are star seeded, you might have an alien DNA or zone in your body that aligns with that type of energy. And when I look at the zodiac, the chart, the birth chart, a lot of, if you study with certain astrologers, which I've recently been doing, they actually have certain aspects they look for that will tell us if it's Palladian energy or Arcturian energy or some form of alien energy, Drago energy, etc. So, and also what Pauline is referring to is her Sagittarius ascendant being next to the galactic center, which I have in my chart. A lot of times what that means is that you, it doesn't so much mean that you're seeded from another alien life form, but it does mean that you can see around corners. Because whenever we have the galactic center or we have any planet near a black hole, it is actually energy that we can see past. Things formulate within that energy. It's 0 point. So a lot of times that gives you your psychic ability or the heightened intuition. So go ahead. I just wanted to explain that because I know we have all
wow,
levels
that's
that
cool. I
watch.
didn't know that.
Yeah. So
even
I
if
just
I
wanted to
didn't
explain
believe in
that
it,
really quick because I know we have all
really
levels
never
watching.
believed before.
So do you have a specific question for me, Pauline?
No, actually, well,
There you go.
not really, because I know that I need to have a full session, so I don't really want to cheat and ask you little mini questions. It's kind of ridiculous. So, I mean, of all the you've given
need
me
a
many
session.
readings, and maybe there's a card. Do you have any galactic cards or anything with your
I do at
cards
home.
maybe
I
that
didn't bring
can,
them tonight,
quickly-
but I'm going to do a whole show about this. I have some friends
Okay.
in the spiritual world that I'm going to have on because I know you guys are all at home watching Ancient Aliens in the middle of the night and looking to see what's going on.
Nobody wants to admit, right? Too many others.
I'm going to
And
pull a
I
regular
find it
card for
funny that we're
you.
all looking outside for, but it's all in us. I mean, what even the universe is within us. So it doesn't matter if you believe or you don't. You already have it all in you.
Right,
And
right.
that's what
And
I
for
believe.
$10,
We're
you
all
can
one,
subscribe
right?
to
So we
Gaia
have
and find all the
every
things out.
person that we meet mirrors us on some level, or at least try to connect on that level.
So I'm going to pick a
Pretend
card
that
for
you.
you.
You know.
So now, how do you try to connect on that level? Like, what do you do?
I'm actually working with different healers, and I'm actually looking for that information now. So as I seek for it, or my intention is that I've been attracting all kinds of people who believe in this, that I don't have to feel ridiculous bringing it up. Like people
Right.
who, like just now when you brought it up, and I'm wondering, and I never knew that the regular astrology, you could look that up and figure out something. You see a pattern. I didn't know.
Yeah,
that
'cause
any
there are
people out there
astrologers
are
that-
even looking at it.
There are astrologers that in their study of charts saw similarities. And they found that by, it's like any other scientific experiment, you do the law of averages and you keep seeing the same type of energy and the same people with the same transits, okay, well, that's what that is, It's the same way that
makes sense.
we
If you guys
we
are
develop.
studying the stars, you are already looking up out there for some
Yeah.
reason, right?
Absolutely. So I picked a
makes
card
sense.
for you. And believe it or
cool.
not, we got the Fool card, which is the but no, this is actually very appropriate because if you look when I don't know if Bobby can put a camera on the table, when you look at the Fool card, it actually has a 0 on it because some people feel that this is either the it's got like, it's supposed to be like a moon actually, but I always think of it as a zero because the Fool card, it's the first card in tarot. Some people feel it's the last card in tarot, but it's the journey. It's the beginning and end of the journey. But if you look at this, it also symbolizes 0 point energy, which we were just talking about, those black holes. 0 point energy is the very beginning of creation. So that's very galactic. And when you look at the Fool card, you see a picture of someone, they're just going on their journey and they are going to actually take a step, and you can see he has a little dog with him as somebody who's loyal and trusting. And he's looking to take a step and leap off the cliff. And this is a card of a leap of faith. And we were just talking about, like, what do we believe in? Well, you might not believe in it yet. So I'd be very surprised if you don't have a few experiences in the not too distant future about this kind of energy.
I've already experienced stuff in the sky that I saw some ships that I didn't know they were really ships.
Yeah.
But I have people who could see, and they said, yeah, you got tons of ships over where you live because there's a lot of religious buildings. And I was told that a lot of these alien races are connected to different religions. And I find that fascinating because I never knew that. And I thought that was interesting.
There's all different theories. And what I say to everyone is when you're researching and doing things and reading things and watching things, like, just really try and discern what resonates and what you feel is true. And because there's so many different theories about what's happening. But with this Fool card, you're definitely on the journey. And also what I'm feeling is that it's a card of blind faith. And I think the more that you go on your journey and you work with healers, Pauline, that you are going to trust more and more and more. And that's what the Fool card is really about. It's about trusting.
Got it. And that's so funny because it took me a long time to trust. But my intention is pure-hearted, so hopefully I don't get people just scam me. But I think I could trust my own intuition now. I go in my heart, and if I don't feel it's right, I just walk away at that point.
And that's what it's all about, baby. That's what it's all about.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you soon.
By fool, meaning that people are going to think I'm a fool for believing all this stuff. But
you'd be surprised.
Alice in Wonderland, going down that hole, isn't that also the same thing as a 0 point thing?
Well,
there's a never-ending
cycle. That's exactly right. And sometimes the rabbit holes are good, and sometimes the caves that we're afraid to go in have the most gold, right? That's where the treasure is. So yeah. Okay,
love you.
Love you too.
Enjoy your show.
Okay.
Bye.
So I want to take a detour from the astrology because, that's what the Soul Space is about, what comes up and in my head and what we start to discuss and comment and call in live, And when Phyllis was, Pauline was talking, a lot of what, even the Fool card, when it came out, I started thinking about truth. And I recently have been writing about truth. A couple of weeks ago, I wrote a lot about compassion, and now I've been writing about truth. And we have so much going on in the world right now where we don't know what's true, right? And we have been so preoccupied for the last 2 years especially, probably since Nixon was president in Watergate, but it's come and gone since then. But in the last 2 years, I feel like we have had so much in our minds about what is true, what should we believe, what is truth, how do we know what's true, etc. And I thought about this quite a lot. I put a couple of posts up about it. And I think that we go off on these tangents of trying to find out what's true. And we start to seek and seek and seek, and we start to find information, and we become information junkies. And even, with the media right now, there's no way to tell what's really true. If it's not censored, it's for some kind of other ulterior motive for sponsorships or money or advertisers or whatever. So how do we really know what's true? And the thing I think most of us miss is that reality is in our life, first of all. Your life tells you the story. I'll give you a mundane example. A partner cheats on us and leaves. And so what do? We're stalking their social media. We want to find out the truth. Well, your life already told you the truth. They're cheating and they left. That's the truth. But yet we have to keep digging and digging, and we think we haven't found the truth. And what is the truth? And all these things, when all the truth is inside of us. We know what's true already. We don't need to go into the noise to tell us. When we see someone actually speaking in a video or on television or live, you watch this show, you'll know if what I'm saying is true or not. And then you'll know if it's true to you or not. Because my truth might be different than yours, right? I may believe something with galactic energy that you don't believe, or vice versa. or with astrology or whatever. So I just feel like there's so much information in the world now. It like confuses us. And what it does is it drags us into wanting more information and more information. And I need more to know what's true. And I need more to know what's true. And we don't. We don't need more information. We need to sit with the emotion that the information we've already been given is igniting in us, because that's where the truth is, and I think sometimes we see that, and it's almost like we take this detour down the yellow brick road of denial, and we just want to have information to make something not true because it's so shocking and it's rocking and it's making us nervous or anxiety or fear, and we don't want to be uncomfortable. And I think that's what we've gone through the last 2.5 years, is like glued to the TV about a worldwide pandemic because, it's the old adage like, oh no, it isn't so. Well, it is so. So our lives tell us the story, but we spend a lot of time bringing in noise to drown out our reality of what our life is in order to maybe accept things in bites we can chew, or maybe never accept them at all. And so I've been thinking a lot about the truth and how do we know what's true? And I've decided the way that I'm going to know what's true, and this might be something that you can build on for yourselves or something you're just going to throw in the garbage after the show. That's what life is about. Like, take what you need and leave the rest. What's ever right for you. But the way I'm going to really think about what's true is when something confuses me and I feel that confusion, instead of running away from it, I'm actually going to sit in it. Because the one thing I have learned on this earthbound life is confusion actually moves me to make action. I don't like being confused, and usually when I have confusion in my life, it's a signal for me that something's going to change. So when something's going to change and we're hesitant because we don't know which way to go, we don't know what's right, we don't know what's true, which is the truth for us, we have a tendency to start this massive information campaign, when what we should really be doing is just kind of not listening to anything but our own soul and our own heart. Because reality and truth is in our life. It's in the actions we take, in the consequences we face, in what's fated, what's our destiny. And we don't live that. Instead, we try and drown it all out with noise when the truth is right in front of us. So that's really what I came up with. Sorry to go a little deep. You know me, my Scorpio moon. I like to dig deep for the treasure. But that's what I came up with truth. So the next time you're in some kind of a quandary, whether it's about something political or something in the earth or something spiritual or something that's going on in the microcosm of your own life, sit with it. Just sit with it, even if it's just for a few minutes before you have to go and like turn the pages and go on Google and go on YouTube and look at the media and talk to your friends and have the same conversation 12 times with 12 different people. Just don't do any of that. Just sit with what's really going on. And I guarantee you, your intuition, your ability to see around corners is going to tell you exactly what the truth is. So what's the astrology like this week? Well, it's pretty good. It's all about the truth. So as I left off, Wednesday the 10th and Thursday the 11th are the hot days. Those are the days when you're going to find, you're going to be making some decisions and you're going to have some choices. The sun illuminates all these things as Mars passes over our arc of development, the nodes of fate. And now things ease up a little bit. We're ready to go towards the change. We're ready to go towards change. We don't have so much fear. We can see a path. We can see what we have to do. And we're a little bit more brave about doing it. Venus in Cancer at the end of Cancer is opposite of Pluto in Capricorn. And so what that does is it gives us some of the answers if we're open to it, if we're sitting in the energy, if we're not going someplace else to find answers and drowning out what we already know. So Venus in the last degrees of Cancer opposes Pluto, which Pluto's transformation. Pluto likes to crumble something so that something new can be born. So that Venus opposing it is going to show us a lot about what needs to be done in relationships. And it will start out, the strongest energy, I'll say, is romantic relationships, but it could be any type of relationship. And also the things we love, the things that are really valuable to us from a heart space. That's what Venus in Cancer opposing Pluto in Cap is going to do. That comes in on Wednesday. just when the sun is illuminating a lot of our problem areas, but we're able to see what we have to do and we have less fear because Mars is traveling now through the ends of Taurus. It's past those conjunctions with that Uranus of the sudden change. This is a very fated week, I will tell you. And when I say fated, that means that you can't stop it. It's irrevocable. It's irrepressible. It's the irrepressible object that you just can't stop. It's the train coming at you or something moving very slowly that just gravity has it. It's fated in the area of new arrivals, endings, and beginnings. And what does fate mean? Fate means something's going to happen. Something's going to get thrown in your path for you to be able to make a choice or a decision. It's your destiny, but the difference between fate and destiny is fate is a choice. Fate is something fated happens. You fall down the stairs, or you were in the wrong place at the wrong time and you have a collision and your bumper falls off. Destiny is the way you handle it. We have a choice. Something fated is unstoppable. You can't, it's going to happen, all right? But we have the ability to change our destiny by our choices. So fate and destiny are different. So this is a fated week. Things are going to happen. Our choices are opportunities for new things. As long as we see that and we don't go into the fear and we approach it with that beautiful Lion's Gate energy that we start the week off with, that infinite possibility, that figure 8 that never ends and always is beginning. As long as we use that energy to make our choices with the opportunities that are going to arise, these fated opportunities, we'll be fine. It's a really great week for the Serenity Prayer. God, give me the strength to change what I can and accept what I can't. Really, really, that's the energy in a nutshell. So all that comes in on Wednesday. Like I said, Wednesday, Thursday, the hot days. And then Thursday, we wake up and we've got intense emotion. It's a day of a full moon. The full moon's in Aquarius. But we have emotions being ignited on Wednesday when Venus is getting ready to change signs. Because when Venus goes into Leo, which happens only a few hours after the full moon, that really changes our heart space. That means that we are in that lion's heart now, in our heart space, not just in the sun, the life force, but our hearts are there too. So you've got Venus and the sun in that beautiful sign of Leo the lion. And that's going to give us the power, the fortitude, the passion that we need to really look at those opportunities. And like that Fool card we picked for Pauline, jump off the cliff because there's a chariot that will save you. So we start out Thursday. And I would say we're going to see a lot of emotion. We're going to see passion, a lot of passion. And, passion can destroy. It can be obsessive, or passion can move mountains and be very loving and compassionate. This is a day where you really, really want to let the people you love know you love them. Let people in your life, even if it's in a mundane way, know that you appreciate them. That would be Wednesday going into Thursday. Really important to do that. Tell people how you feel. We're ready to do that now. When Mercury has had a different placement, we weren't, not so much talking about words and able to talk, but now is a time to talk around the end of the day on Thursday. We're going to be asked to choose those paths of what came up fated earlier in the week, and we're going to have the fortitude to do it. So now we've got the sun squaring Uranus, that planet of sudden action, right? This is all the day of the full moon. The full moon is until 9:30 at night, and we have all this energy that builds up until then. This is about whatever was in your consciousness and what you were asked to take action on earlier in the month, like around July 31st, August 1st. Whatever came up, that weekend for you is going to come up in a really big way during this full moon in Aquarius. It's a change that you can believe in. It's a change, a truth that you can believe in. Doesn't mean it's easy. It may be difficult. It may take some bravery. It may take some excitement, but you're able to do it. In the last degrees of Capricorn, Venus is answering to this Aquarius moon. So whatever the Aquarius moon brings to you, all right, and I'll give you the energy of what that's going to be, and then you'll put it together. Because when you do that and the Aquarius moon heightens this energy, so whatever it is in your chart, look where Aquarius is for the full moon in the 11th, Thursday, it's going to be all about freedom, all about freedom. And if you remember last week, I went through every sign and told you where this energy was going to be affected. You can play that show back if you want, but I went through all the houses for all the signs. So you're going to find that whatever house this is affecting for you, this is all about you wanting to break free. And that sign, something's going to break, either a breakthrough, a break up, or a break out, wherever this energy is for you. And I did those through every zodiac sign last week. So while we're in that square, freedom is we're going to want to be free, and it's going to be whatever the structures are in your life in that place. Like for me, Aquarius is my third, fourth house. That is siblings, neighbors, cousins. It's also communication and the home. So it might be that I'm just really restless, and that maybe I'm going to really see that I have to make some changes to my daily life so that I am able to finish the book that I've been writing, or something like that could happen. And so I may not like it. I may have to be more disciplined, but this energy will give me the strength to do it. It could be something that mundane, or it could be wherever it's falling in your chart, that a relationship finally has a breakthrough. The person that you've been trying to connect with for years, you finally feel connected to, or the opposite. The person that you've been frustrated with for years and in a relationship and it's just not really going right, kaboomy, nice to know me, happens all of a sudden. So the moon is in Aquarius. Venus is in a fire sign. So we've got air and fire. That's a little bit of a battle, because what does air and fire do? Sometimes air feeds fire, right? So we're going to see passions rise. I mean, Thursday night is definitely the passionate, romantic energy if it comes in a good way and you choose to engage it in a good way. If you choose to go into the lower form, it's obsessive passion, crimes of passion, just being very jealous and also futuristic about assumptions, being passionate about your beliefs that you think everyone should believe that way and the future should be like this, and not bending for that. So we've got all that energy coming in. Venus going into Leo means it goes from Cancer to Leo. So it goes from water to fire. So it's like sizzling, okay? So when we do that, that's when that happens later in the day on Thursday, when we can finally find our words. We speak the words of love. We have the language of love. We're passionate. We're really articulating what we've been holding back these past few weeks. And then the full moon comes in at 9:30 at night. And when the full moon comes in, it's going to be about your heart space, the things you value. It could be about money as well. We may see some volatility in the stock market over that Wednesday, Thursday time period, or when we wake up on Friday. Like I said, it's a breakthrough, a breakup, or a breakout. Could be a breakdown. But some kind of a break, all right, in energy. And that's love and money. Venus is love and money, guys. I think I have a call. Hi, you're in the soul space. It wasn't a call. It was my producer, Bobby. False alarm. Bobby's been working hard, so send him some hearts up too today. So again, this is an opportunity for change. It happens at 9:35 on August 11th. It's Aquarius, full moon. It's conjuncting Saturn, which is our limitations. So this energy may feel good for some who are really future oriented and really, have a plan for the future and kind of are very harmonious in their life right now. If you're not, it will highlight that a little bit. But what it will also do, this is really a romantic moon, and Aquarius is usually detached. But in this energy, Venus is playing in hard, and also the asteroid Juno. Juno is the marriage asteroid. When I want to see if someone's going to have a long-term relationship, I look for Juno in the chart, and then I interpret it. If Juno it's actually like a dwarf planet, but Juno is all about our partners, and it's very, very active during this full moon. It's almost in some ways, even though it's Aquarius energy, it almost feels like Scorpio energy to me in some ways, because we have that Venus in that fire sign, and then Juno also being activated by the moon. So this is dream energy. It could be fated that, someone that you have been trying to manifest a partner, and then the partner of your dreams comes into your life. It's very, very strong energy. It could also mean that we are no longer in love with the partner we have, and this comes to the surface. Whatever way it plays out, it's all about going forward. It's all about opportunity, risk, bravery, passion, love, what I really value, and seizing the fated opportunity to move forward, because Aquarian is a forward energy. The full moon happens at, I think it's 19 or 20 degrees of Aquarius. And what happens is this is energy that wants to be completed. When we study moons, we always look at the moon cycle from that sign. So we had a full moon in a full moon in Aquarius in February 11th of 21, not 22, a year and a half ago, February 2021. So if you keep a journal or a calendar, or even look back in your text or your Facebook, you can see what ignited then. Whatever ignited then, you've been working with that energy in some way on and off. And now this is the culmination of it, because the full moon came in on February 11th, 2021. It had its first quarter in November of 21. And then this is now the full moon again. And then it will be the actual completion of it on its third quarter next May. That's how moon energy works if you're someone who really, exclusively works with moon cycles and uses them in your life. So in a nutshell, if you're not going to go into it that deeply, just think about what was going on last February, a year ago, not February 2022, not a few months ago, but February 2021. What started? What did you start a project? Did you start a relationship? Did you start to try to manifest something? Did something change in your life? Because there's going to be a parallel with this full moon coming in. And that is the energy that we're dealing with. I think that's everything I had. I don't know if you guys have any questions. This full moon in Aquarius is lots of power. It's a step forward into the reality of the world we want to create. It's very powerful. If you are a manifester, write your manifestations out, do a ceremony, do a ritual, put your crystals out, assign a crystal for what you want to work on in the next few months. It's a very dynamic vision. And also, because it's Aquarius, we have a beautiful opportunity in this energy to send it out to the world, because Aquarius is the energy of community. Aquarius is an energy that wants to serve humanity, and it does it through community. The lower energy of Aquarius is exclusivity, communities that don't want to include someone that isn't like them. And I always say the definition of community is not like-minded people. Communities, you want to be challenged. You want to talk to someone who maybe doesn't think like you so you can expand and grow. A community is like-hearted people, that no matter how much you're going to discuss opposing views or you're going to accept people's opposing views, you're all like-hearted in the sense that you will connect in a heart space and you respect and honor everyone and their positions. That's a community. A community isn't some place that's like everyone looks like you or everyone believes like you or everyone goes to the same place as you. That's not a community. A community is inclusion of like-hearted people that maybe don't always have like-minded ideas. You might have a common thread if it's a church community or something like that, but a real community, and this is the Aquarius higher octave, a real community is belonging to something and knowing that you can disagree with someone in that space and it's still a community. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't really understand that's what a community is. And they form communities to be exclusive of mind and heart. And that's why we have so much division in the world today. So keep that in mind, especially when you're forming your communities and your groups. So do I have any comments, questions? You can call in. You can write them in the comments. Okay. So I'm going to pick a card for some of you people who are watching. So, and also if you want to share the show, you can absolutely do that. My show is also repeated a week behind on channel 115 of Optimum Cable. And also you can see my shows are always banked on Zencuda on YouTube. They're banked on Facebook and Instagram as well. We're on every podcast platform. You can even hear me on Audible if you don't want to watch. And you can also ask your Alexa, play the Soul Space with Georgia Rose, and she'll play the latest show. So I'm going to pick some cards for our group tonight. And if you want to share the show, I would love that. I have no problem doing that. As a matter of fact, I would actually really appreciate it. And the other thing I was going to say is that if you don't feel comfortable sharing the show, talk about me a little bit. Share some of my posts because we're trying to build our community tonight. So my first card is for Janine Jameli, and I would love it if all of you could send some smiley faces out to Janine. Janine has been on the Zenkuda journey of soul support and really self-love, and she has been making amazing strides. She just had some good news at work this week, so send her out some applause and some great stuff there. Okay. So, Janine, we're going to pick a card for you. Janine, you got the World card. And when I see the World card in a reading, that absolutely means that you're absolutely on track for everything and all good things coming to you. You've got the spiritual, the emotional, the financial, and the physical world all coming in unison as this beautiful braided laurel looks. And you can see scrolls are in the hand also of the person in the card, and that means more good news is coming your way. I'm going to pick a soul card for you as well, but the World card is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. So you're definitely on track, girl. So nice to get a card like that. It's one of my favorite cards. And this is one of my soul cards as well. Look at this card. It's hard to see this particular card on camera because it's very muted. But if you can see it, it's actually like a head. Almost makes me feel like that's you in kind of like a meditation or a thought process. And you can see a lot of these like hands or other kind of people above you. That is just a warning, not a warning, but just like a reminder, let's say, more of a reminder that, don't let people in this space, this beautiful world space where you've got everything aligned and going great for yourself, don't let the noise in. Look at all the noise this person has around their head. You want to stay in this space and tune out that space. All right. Next card I'm going to pull is for Anne. Thank you for watching, Anne. And we're going to pull a card for Anne Rothy. Are you in California, Anne? I saw you said California was hot. I don't know if you live there. And you've got the Ace of Pentacles. All good cards tonight. Must be because of Lionsgate, that beautiful energy coming through from our lion, Leo. So the Ace of Pentacles, Anne, means that you've got abundance coming to you. Now, it could be literal because the Ace of Pentacles in the tarot are our coins. All right. So sometimes you might, have something financially rewarding happen. But Pentacles can also just be whatever you feel is abundant. The way that you think of abundance in your life. And the other card I got was this beautiful card with all this light around the head. So when I see this card of the Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and this beautiful card in my soul space, my soul card deck, having all this light around the head, it really makes me feel like you've definitely got something good coming in. It could be something that you've been dreaming about for a while, an outcome that you've really wanted and maybe weren't sure would come. That's probably going to come in for you. And hey, Joanne, I haven't seen you in a long time. I haven't seen anybody in a long time. I have been working hard and writing and doing so many things. I'm going to pick a card for Joanne. And thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Let me see what I have. Okay. Joanne, I have the Judgment card for you, which I often say when I read cards. The Judgment card is not what it seems like. It's not about judgment. The Judgment card is symbolic of our last day of judgment, when we meet our Creator. And actually, if you look at the card, which I'm going to hold up in a minute, I just want to pull another card for you from the other deck. When you hold up this card, you can see this is symbolically Archangel Gabriel. And he's blowing a trumpet. So, and you can see there is a grave site and birth coming from it. This is not a card of judgment. It's a card of rebirth. That's how we read it in the tarot. And a message from Archangel Gabriel coming through. So I would definitely watch for signs, watch for things from the universe, because I think you have some really good stuff coming in that is trying to show you a message about rebirth. It could be a new beginning in some way for you. And then this was the soul card that I picked. And this shows that you're very contemplative right now. You're thinking about a lot of things. You're trying to make a choice about something. So remember, this tarot card that I picked was new beginnings. So make your choices to move forward in new beginnings. And what I want to say is make them for you, not others. Because a lot of the messages I've been getting lately, and you can even see the theme on tonight's show, is about not listening to outside influences, like really going within to find our proper answer. So when you get a card like the Judgment card where it's really showing you rebirth, You really want to make sure that you're listening to your own intuition, your own soul. The next card is for King Kenny Kenton, and this card is for you. Okay. Up. You guys saw me shuffle this deck, and we got another same card I just picked for Joanne for Kenny. And this is about rebirth. Explained the card before. Let's see what the soul card says. A lot of rebirth in the air. And as I said in the astrology, Lionsgate is all about that. Go forward. Make your choices. Newness. And look at this. This is my card for the Tree of Life in my soul cards. And you can see someone sitting on this stump of a tree, but you see all these roots. So this is about a new beginning, putting down roots. Maybe with the family or moving. It could be a physical move, or it could just be meeting some family of choice. I always have my family of origin, which is the people that I grew up with and that gave birth to me. And then I have my family of choice, which are some really amazing friends that are like my sisters and brothers and family. So I would say look for a new beginning that has to do with something rooted, that you are really strong in putting down roots and seeing something coming in to make you feel more stable. You may want to walk in the earth and, maybe take a walk in the forest or near trees, because that could also be something that they're showing me. You need to feel your energy more rooted, especially if you're feeling a little chaotic. Next card is for Elaine Giordano. Elaine Risotto. I hope you're doing good, my Elaine. I miss you too. I haven't seen anybody. I've been working. I've been doing my work, doing my soul work. Okay, so this card is, and also somebody called into the show and remarked about how I shuffle and sometimes just pick a card from the middle of the deck. That is because I read cards intuitively, and I read cards, should be this way. I read cards psychically. So if you are a literal tarot reader and you've learned to read tarot, you may interpret things differently, but I pull cards how my guides tell me to pull them. So Elaine, I have the, and I think I've pulled this card for you once before a few weeks ago. I have the Four of Wands, and as we know, that's a marriage card, family card. It's a happy, benevolent, good relationship card. I think the last time I pulled this, it was about your daughter, but tonight I'm feeling like this is about you. And I feel like you need to spend time with your husband. I feel like you guys are undergoing a lot of changes, almost like birthing a new life. Maybe that's about, I know you are moving. I don't know what the timeline is, but I feel like you've started to take more forward steps in regards to that. And this is all about, if you look at this beautiful soul card, you can see this beautiful glowing part that symbolizing like actually birthing some kind of an energy, some kind of a newness. And it's golden light. So this Leo Lionsgate is really significant for you. And it has something to do with renewing your relationship with your husband, like a fresh start, new beginning, breakthroughs. So take that with you, because I really feel like that's a big deal. And that's just about almost all we have time for. I have maybe one or two more cards I can pull. You're in California, Anne. Mojave Desert. Wow. Whenever anybody mentions they're from Bakersfield, I always think of Mick Jagger. There's a song that he sang when the Stones took a turn left and started singing things with twang like they were country for a little while there. That was my least favorite part of the Rolling Stones, and they're my all-time favorite group. And there was a song that he started out with, early Sunday morning in Bakersfield. And whenever anybody mentions Bakersfield, California, I always think of that. And Janine Gemelli, she came up with a great saying today. I don't know if she saw it on social media or she's the originator, but she shot this to me in a message earlier today. I thought it was great because we were talking about how everybody's a little bit chaotic and not so tuned in, let's say. I'm trying to be polite. And she said, I'm trying so hard keeping the monkey and circus away. And, it's like that expression, not my monkey, not my circus, right? I think that will really help us a lot these days. So that's the show for tonight. And please, don't be bashful. You can call in. You don't have to give us your name. You can just call in and ask a question anytime. I'll be back next week on the Soul Space right here on Strong Island Television. We're going to do some astrology, and we're going to do something else next week. I'm actually trying to get a guest on for you guys that's going to talk more about the UFOs and the galactic energy and how we can actually work with that energy to maybe create some really, really great things in our life. So you'll want to tune into the Soul Space next Monday night at 7 o'clock. And what I've been doing is I have a schedule on social media now where Every Wednesday, I put up a post about Wednesday wisdom. And on Fridays, I do a short video about the astrology going into the weekend. And then, of course, Monday nights at 7 o'clock, you get me for a whole hour. So I love each and every one of you. I'm going to send up some hearts for all of you myself and tell you how much I love that you've been participating in our Zencuda community. And if you'd like a private reading or session, healing session, astrology chart, whatever floats your boat, you can find me on zencuda.com under sessions. Thanks so much, everybody. I'll see you next Monday. Have a good week and do enjoy this beautiful full moon energy on Thursday night. Put your crystals out. Bye-bye.